Wanna race? Sundays at 8 a.m. Let's drive.
Science or superstition? A very important question when talking about epilepsy, especially in Jamaica. The belief surrounding this illness has dated back to the Greeks, where the word means to be seized or overwhelmed with surprise. Throughout ancient time, the misconception has been skewed to be mythical, and people experiencing seizures are regarded as chosen or possessed. Because of this long standing belief, it has transgressed through time and has been fermented in our minds like a stone cold brick wall, unmoving, never changing. At what point do we begin to accept what it really is, without the stigmas and artificial superstitions? How are we as a people so stuck in our traditions that even situations concerning epileptic patients are denied medical attention, are ostracized from society, scorned and ridiculed like insignificant things? Shanika McLeish, a brilliant and promising young woman from the community of Arnett Gardens, has lived to tell parts of her story, from her 2 years of constant seizures, 2 years of her life completely erased, 2 years of her life that she will never get back, to now be able to shed light on a serious illness that is severely overlooked and that has sent shockwaves of panic, sadness, and confusion throughout her life. For Shanika, life was never easy. Losing her mom at the age of 8 and regretting speaking up about a vivid moment in her life that she feels could have possibly saved her mom's life.
As a child growing up, I always knew that my mom was a single mom living out here in Jamaica. My dad was in the UK. He left like when I was about 2 years old or so. My childhood really shocked when my mom died. I remember I was 8 years old. And we were living with her boyfriend for probably about 10 to 15 years or so. They've been together for quite a long time. My mother was living in Franklinton at the time, and it was like a big yard in Jamaican Twenty we call it for renting. And it was four of us, and the space was really coming, really tight. It was a very small space, just two bedrooms, a little bathroom, small kitchen, just a little rental and stuff. Ended up that she decided that, hey, I wanted a bigger space for my kids and stuff, so she moved in with the boyfriend. We moved in to his house. Everyone had their own rooms. Everything was like, like a big breakthrough for us as kids. Something happened within my mom and the gentleman. My mom decided to move out. I remember clearly, and for some reason, I think I blamed myself for a part of it, to be honest. I left my toothbrush. He actually gave my mom a car. She was driving the vehicle that he gave her. And I remember when we packed everything into the car the night my mom was going to move because they had a really bad, nasty argument, I'm telling you. And I told mommy, say, Mommy, you know that I'm leaving my toothbrush? And she said, you can't want next to them. I said, but more want my toothbrush. And she said, you can't go back for it. Upon going back into the house, when I was coming out, I remember him crying over the gun and cleaning the gun. As a child, I don't really think about, telling the parents that, because it seemed as if it was nothing to me. But like being older, remembering that, I was like, what if? And sometimes, probably no, I let go of it. But at the time, like growing up and remembering everything, I'm always like, what if I did tell her that? There was something bigger that was happening. I didn't know much about it, but I know that something transpired while we actually moved out. I know my mom was going to court with him for it or something. I'm not really sure about the details, but something. I remember clearly the morning my mom stated that she had to go for something. I wasn't sure what it was. She had, I'm telling her, she beat my older brother like terrible the morning. She was really upset. I don't know why. She normally bring us to school, and she said that she couldn't bring us that morning. She was just not into it with us. She wasn't. really speaking or anything. She was like, Cameron, we got school to them, Cameron, I forgot find out, I forgot take boat to Feria. Find out we got school, and that was the last day I saw her mom. Like, that was just legit the last day I saw her.
Taken out of school at the age of 8 to be delivered the shocking truth that her mother had been brutally murdered by her stepfather, Shanika and her siblings were taken to live with their aunt, but unfortunately that did not last so long, and they soon had to move back to Arnett Gardens. Although legally under the care of another aunt, it was 18-year-old Rakisha McLeish whom had to take on the role of mother for her younger siblings.
I don't think I had to grow up sooner than I expected. Sometimes I'll think I was being prepared for it. I'm the eldest of four children, and my mom, she's someone who she'll give me responsibility. So to take it on fully wasn't an issue for me. Losing my mom at 15, I had to live with my relatives, and even living with my relatives, there were certain things that I had to do for my brothers and sisters. So, although I was living with older person, I had also to do things for them, wash for them, press for them, ensure that they got their food, things like those. So, taking care of them afterwards was never an issue. Going into high school, it was a drive for me to say, all right, then I want to finish my CSEC. I want to ensure that I pass everything so I can be able to take care of my younger siblings.
By the age of 19, Rakisha was told by her aunt that she had to leave. With nowhere to go, a cousin of hers took her in and gave her a room. She fought tirelessly to find a job because she made a promise to her mother that she would take care of her siblings. She got a job, the same job she has to this day, the first and only job she has ever had. She then took her siblings and assumed the role as their guardian. She describes this saying she was prepared for it mentally and physically, as if her mom was grooming her before her death.
She's always saying to me, take care of your younger siblings, teach them. If you do wrong, they're going to do wrong too. So, um, I think mentally I was ready.
Having no recollection or history of seizures growing up, it was hard to understand what caused the untimely and unfortunate events that unfolded after Shanika had her first seizure.
My type of seizures, they made me really unconscious. So the first time I actually had a seizure, to be honest, I do not remember.
Shanika McLeish was diagnosed with complex partial seizures with secondary generalization. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention (CDC), this occurs when partial seizures spread to both sides of the brain and result in tonic-clonic seizures that cause the loss of consciousness, the loss of sight, smell, taste, touch, and even hearing. It causes fainting, muscle spasms, and even aggressive behaviors. Imagine being completely conscious and later to find yourself in the bushes, surrounded by stares of worry, fear, curiosity, and you yourself having no recollection of what took place.
I woke up and everyone was around me. And bear in mind, this is not something that I'm used to. In the sense where I wasn't aware that I had this problem, or it was so new to me. I know I was sick, but I felt ashamed. Persons were creating this scene. I remember coming around to my house. I was just crying to my sister. I was like, I can't do this. This I cannot do.
Shanika, also known as Melissa or Mel, as she is called by family and friends in Arnett Gardens, thought this was taking a toll on her. But little did she know that if she had been conscious, it was her sister Rakisha, also known as Jalissa, that experienced it all.
When my sister first had her seizure, I remember myself, my best friend, and her. We were sitting in the living room and we were there talking, having a regular conversation. My best friend asking her about school and stuff. And then I just saw her head start twisting, her mouth.